Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Part three of my research on Charlie Kirk without reading headlines. I ain't doing that. I do still pay attention to what people are saying. Don't worry. I'm listening to what their opinions are, but I'm also making my own and still unedited. Not going to um, excuse me, not going to like replay a clip. We have plenty of people doing that already. So this is just honest talk between me and you. And if you notice that I'm like sweaty or my hair looks kind of gross, it's because I have the windows open and it's really hot. It's 89 degrees outside. No, it's 84 degrees outside with a humidity of 59%. It says it feel like 90, but it feels a lot higher than that. My body and heat do not get along well. Anyway, so there are two clips that I watched that really stuck out to me, and I want to mainly focus on these two for this video. And that is, one of them just shows how knowledgeable he was with the Bible and how open he is to just discussing. He didn't try to convince her to follow one or the other. He literally brought scripture into this debate. And I'll address that one a little bit more, but I want to talk about the second one first because it's so funny. I watched it like 3 times. The young woman asked him, waffles or pancakes? If you haven't seen that one, go watch that one. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Like the passion that he gave just talking about waffles and pancakes. I thought it was amazing. And you could see like the passion he has like in his eyes and his smile during that conversation. And like he compared waffles to a trail mix, which I thought was hilarious. And I could kind of see where he's coming from when it comes to that, because waffles, depending on how the waffle is made, can be very hard and crunchy. But it was, oh my gosh, that one right there, like that just shows to show you that he was just a normal guy, just like you, just like me, just living life, doing what he does, what he loves, and he's been doing it since he was 18. His work ethic like makes mine look like crap, and I thought I had a strong work ethic. He blows mine out of the water. Oh my gosh. Like, wow. But for the second one, I want to say I have it saved. I no, not this one. Okay, I do have it saved. I never closed it. I'm still not going to do a live reaction to the clip. But it was about a young woman who is one of the unlucky few that lives in a broken home. I can kind of relate to that because my start was not very good in life, but no one's perfect. We're all human. We are all flawed. But she mentioned that her dad is a liberal and her mom is conservative, and she asked him, like, which side should I go on? Which parent should I, be more entwined with when it comes to like politics? And should she get into politics? And the way that he responded, I found to be very profound and spot on. He really brought scripture into it. He talked about the 10 Commandments and how one of the commandments is honor your mother and father, which we should honor our parents. They're the reasons why we are who we are. Now, if you unfortunately didn't have your mom or your dad growing up, like, I understand when it comes to like not having someone there that can guide you or should be guiding you. But the way that he responded with, he didn't try to convince her to be conservative. He didn't try to convince her to be a liberal. He just literally brought the Bible into this debate and addressed her question. And he gave a very correct answer. If you haven't seen that clip, I recommend go watching it because it's really, really really good and it is profound. And you can see the love that he has for what he does in this one as well. And you can see that he was being genuine with her and wasn't like trying to push some type of like thing with her. He didn't even, we all know that he was a conservative. It's quite obvious. But he didn't try to convince her to be a conservative. I don't know very many people who are into politics that wouldn't push their own side. He didn't push the side that he was with this woman. Now again, like I said, I am going through a lot of footage. He's been doing this since he was 18. So I have to go, I'm going through a lot of stuff. I'm watching what people think. I am getting other people's opinions from the left and right. I am, just doing what I can to just be honest and genuine. And I want to continue to make these videos that are just unedited and pure with just what's coming from my mind and from my heart. But those two clips are the two that, I strongly, strongly recommend watching. They are very, very, very good clips. And just the whole waffle and pancake one was just so funny. I don't think I saved that one. Unfortunately, I did not. And I did see another clip today on him coming to Utah University and what happened behind the scenes of them just approaching and just seeing the joy and like the excitement he was having. Just he of course had no idea that was going to be his last debate. And even so, like someone in my comments even says some, well, let me see, where is it? He's talking about Finland. So shout out to you, you know who you are. I'm trying to find your comment, but YouTube does not really make it easy. Find comments, really. I did comment on it. He said that the more he watched, Charlie, the more respect he found for him. He didn't like what he said about Finland. But I even responded to that comment, and I am first to admit that when it comes to us Americans, we are very ignorant when it comes to other cultures. I am very willing to admit that I am ignorant to most cultures of the world. I still like to study other cultures. I still like to see what they're about. I love looking at history. But even so, like, I'm still unbelievably ignorant to cultures around the world. I would love to learn more about them. One thing that I do have to say that is kind of nice about living in the US is you can find cultures that generally would only be in other countries here. Restaurants, certain neighborhoods that have these groups. You can see it. It's there. I did have the fortunate pleasure of living in Brazil for 2 years. Fun fact, they spell it with an S and not a Z. And I would not trade that experience for anything. It was awesome to experience a whole nother culture like that. And one thing I can see about, Charlie Kirk is the countries that he did visit, he changed. Look, just look at, I would just use like Korea for an example. There were people in just talking about how like he woke people up there. So like I'm still like doing my due diligence. I'm not, leaning one side or the other. I'm going to be genuine and honest with every single one of you. And I will not, say which side is right and which side is wrong, because at the end of the day, we all have our own beliefs. We all have our own right and wrongs. But it's even still to right now, I'm not finding anything bad about Charlie Kirk. I'm really not. The more I watch, the more I want to keep watching, the more I want to learn, the more I want to see. And like people are using the argument, oh, he just used statistics about debates. Well, I mean, yeah. Would you not want to use facts on something that you are passionate about? That you know, really want to have knowledge on? Like, it would be like you going to a guy that works at like an auto shop and tell him that he's using the wrench the wrong way and you've never used a wrench a day in your life. Granted, that's not the same thing, of course, but it's a good comparison. I've worked in the auto industry before, but my knowledge on the auto industry is like this compared to, you know, most people that work in the auto industry. Just, it's just one of those things, you know. We try to reach out people. I try to, you know, help improve not only myself but the people around me. My wife, especially, like she's my number one. She is literally the wind beneath my wings. She has helped me in ways that no one else ever has. She is my best friend. And one thing I can say is if I could be 10% of Charlie Kirk when it comes to how he was with his wife, come on. I remember watching her speech, Charlie's wife's, live, and I remember listening to Vance. She loved him so much. And I don't know about you or me, but I have seen how bad men treat their wives, their girlfriends, their significant others, their partners, and how a wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner responds to their passing and how they talk about them reflects the type of person that you are. And I hope and I pray that if I were to go, that my wife were to say, you know, something good. I can't say that, you know, can't say that she would or not, but I mean, it's just, you know, me. I can only tell you what I would say if my wife were to go. And the only thing I would talk about is how amazing she was and how she always tried to make me better and how I always wanted to be better for her. And I saw that in Charlie and his wife and kids. Oh my gosh, the kids. This one is a little short. It was just those two main points, those two clips that I really wanted to, you know, mention. Um, if you haven't watched them, I highly recommend watching them. Watch the one where he's talking about waffles and pancakes. I would put the link in the description, but I unfortunately have no idea where the clip went. Watch the one where Kirk, Mr. Kirk's, is spreading God's message with a kid with a broken family, a broken home. Watch that one too, and you'll see that he literally did not try to convince her otherwise. That clip I will happily put in the description because I have it right here. I saved this one specifically because I'm gonna watch it again right after this video because it's just so good, and it just shows the type of character Charlie Kirk actually was. But again, thank you so much for listening to my little rant, listening to my talk. And for those who have mentioned about my name of being Mr. Relevant, it's ironic. It's meant to be a joke, more than anything else. I know I am relevant when it comes to the people in my life. But it's the bed that I made and I'm sleeping in it. And I think it's a great name when it comes to like making videos like this. I think it's hilarious. If you share that opinion, let me know. I think it's great. But again, thank you so much. I love you all. And I'm going to end today's video not with a scripture reading like I have with the last two, but with a experience of mine. That just that to me proves that Jesus is real. And it's going to be about me going to Brazil and my time there and getting work when I needed it. Went to Brazil, had like a little over $2,000 in my account. Sold my car, didn't get much out of it. Old car we're gonna do. The moment like the plane ticket landed on my feet, like it was perfect price. It was super cheap, one way, didn't have to do any extra stops, and I just got on the plane and went. Arrived. As soon as that money ran out, I got a job that let me work from home. That's a US based job, but live there. As soon as we needed more funds to be able to pay our bills, I landed a better job that was more secure and just better in general. The moment I lost that job was like a perfect moment. They were basically just terminating their the company I was working for was basically canceling the department that I was working in without telling anyone. Basically just fired a bunch of people literally without like no warning. I was one of those people who got fired for no warning. And then I come back to the US and land the job that I'm basically working now. And if it wasn't for me losing that job, coming to the US, landing this job, and being here in the US, my wife still might be in Brazil. Not being able to come to the US. And everything landed exactly when it needed to. The perfect moment. To me, that speaks wonders. And big man upstairs, looking out for me. Well, that's going to be the end of this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the new subscribers. Again, like 214 subscribers as of right now. Thank you. Also, I do plan on live streaming on here, even right after this video. So hop in and say hi. I don't know if I'll be live if you finish the video. I'm not going to be streaming for very long, but I'll just be like introducing myself, letting, you know, just hanging out, talking. Thank you. Love you. Have a fantastic day.